Hello and welcome back to another video. Just a quick video this time. I've just managed to accumulate a few things in the last week and thought I'd just make a quick video to show you guys. A couple of games I got from Blackpool as well, but nothing really spectacular. So I'll just crack on. The first thing is pretty new system. You know you've married the right woman when you come home from your work one day and you see one of these sitting waiting for you. Long story is, I'm an absolute nightmare to buy anything for, especially when it comes to Christmases and birthdays. I just hate people spending money on me. If I want something, I'll just go and buy it myself. So my poor wife, she's been at me because she still hasn't got me a present for my birthday last year. She's getting quite upset about it. So she just went out and bought me one of these because she knew I was wanting one eventually. So she just went and got it. So she got the CrankBigHoRse for 280 quid, which is a bit of a bargain. Came with the Halo download, which is a bit of a cunt on its own, but I'll not go into that. Reason for the Xbox for myself boils down to one thing. I don't care about exclusives, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. It boils down to me for the controller. I love the Xbox controller. I hate this DualShock. I like my thumbs staggered. I don't like my thumbsticks in the same place, and that's it. I will say though, the Xbox One controller is like a fucking piss poor third party controller. The D-pad is shocking on it. But anyway, enough about that. So what I did is, as soon as I got it, went down to my local cash generator and got a couple games. So for the grand total of £40, picked up Killer Instinct, Alien Isolation, Titanfall, Sniper Elite 3, and Wolfenstein, The New Order, Special Edition. So yeah, pretty happy with the games. Sniper Elite, I love the Sniper Elite games. And this morning actually, I got up earlier and I went on to my local CEX with about 80 PS2 games, trading them in for store credit. I'm slowly sort of drip feeding them every couple of weeks. The games I got with my store credit are Metal Gear Solid 5, Trials Fusion. Trials was one of my favourite games on the original Xbox. Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4, which I've already got but I just got for the multiplayer, and Far Cry 4. So there you go, there's 11 Xbox One games. Had the console about 4 days. So yeah, that'll probably do me for a while, probably the rest of the year actually. The only game I'm looking forward to is the new Batman. Probably buy that at launch and that'll probably do me. So there you go guys. I'll put my gamer tag in the description. I think it's CrankBigHoRse, but I'll put it in there. It was actually given to me and I thought it was pretty funny, so I just kept it. Right, Blackpool pickups, just a couple. A few shooters. Everyone's already said what they thought about Blackpool. I agree with everyone. But yeah, so a couple PC Engine games. Final Zone 2. This is like a run and gun game similar to Mercs. Not the greatest, but it was only a tenner. Cybercore. Again, not the greatest shooter. Probably one of the more average ones on the system. Plays a lot like Truxton actually. But yeah, again it was only a tenner. And one I wanted on my collection. One game I was really pleased to find. It's just bizarre, and that is Honey in the Sky. Google some gameplay footage for this. It's just a bizarre game. I don't even know what your main character is. He looks like a condom, but it's just this. To me, this is what the PC Engine's all about. Just crazy, obscure games, especially shooters. And that's really glad I finished it. Great game. Really glad to see Raz has picked up a PC Engine. Fantastic system, fantastic game, especially the shooters. And two other shooters I got that I actually had on my eBay watch list. One is R-Types. This is for the American PlayStation. Just arcade perfect ports of R-Type 1 and 2. Good game. And one game I didn't get from Blackpool. I actually went down to buy it and that is R-Type Delta. I was hoping to find this down there, couldn't find it, and then when I was walking back to the hotel on the Saturday night, I just saw it on eBay and I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it. I know a few people kind of done that because of the lack of games there. So it arrived like on the Tuesday by the time I got back. So that's it, 5 shooters there to add to the collection. But the main game actually went down to Blackpool 4, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get it because the guy who was giving me it, Craig's here again, couldn't make it. So he posted it out the next week, but it was a real shame I couldn't get it of him in person. And it is the mighty Hyperduo. Don't know if you can see that. Box and complete, still got the price on it, £200. Really good condition. Disc is in really good condition. Just joking, it's just a wee joke between me and Craig there. But it is, of course, Hyperduo for the Sega Saturn. The priciest game on the system, shooter wise, sorry, not the priciest game, it's the priciest shooter on the system. Wanted it for a while. My verdict on it is, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. I personally think it's better than the Thunder Force games. It is a short game, but that's why I like it. You just pick up and play it. Not finished it yet. On the last boss. Try finish it on one credit. Yeah, so made a bit of a sacrifice for it though, because it is expensive. I actually sold 50 GameCube games to pay for this one game. Stuck them on eBay as a bundle, and they went for £180 or something like that. So yeah, it's up to, well, what would you rather have? 50 GameCube games or one Sega Saturn game? I know what I would rather have. So Hyperduo. So thanks a lot for that, Craig. Done me a good price on it. Basically it's sort of like a gentleman's sort of agreement. He bought it off a guy for a certain price. He sold me it for the same price he paid for it. So if I ever come around to sell it, I'll be selling it for the exact same price I paid for it. And it'll probably be going to Dal, the Retro Godfather, if I ever sell it. But I can't see me selling it anytime soon. So, but my main sort of thing this month was, unfortunately, this bastard, my Neo Geo CD, has bit the dust. It happened a couple of months ago actually, and I've been trying to fix it, but no such luck. It just doesn't, it does power on, but it just sort of surges and just flashes on and off. Tried all the internet fixes for it, and can't get it going. So I was a wee bit bummed out. So I thought about maybe just trying to buy a new one, because I've got a load of shooters for it. I've got quite a few games for it. But I've got like some of the great ones like Alpha Mission, and of course I've got the mighty Pulse Starter and that. So I thought about maybe just buying another one. But after speaking to Dal at Blackpool, he was suggesting, okay, why don't I just sort of upgrade? So I thought that's what I'll do. So hopefully I'll be able to sell all these games and my unit for parts and that not working to cover the cost of this new thing I've bought, which is one of these consoleized MVS. I know a lot of people have been buying these recently, and I don't want to be seen as jumping on the bandwagon, but I was perfectly happy with my Neo Geo CD, but unfortunately that wasn't happy with me. So yeah, so I got this off eBay. Actually bought it outside of eBay, though the guy was selling it for, I managed to get it for £120. Pretty happy with the price. Comes with an RGB. It's got component as well, composite as well, S-video. It has a button for getting into the menus. It doesn't have a UniBIOS, but it does have access to all the dip switches in there to change all the settings and things like that. It's got a region switch, and it's got a pause button. So yeah, so pretty happy with that. It's in cracking condition. Works a treat. One game I bought just to test it was Super Sidekicks 2. One of my favourite football games actually. But yeah, it was only a £5 off eBay. So thankfully it worked fine. And then I was able to pick up one of these. A multi-game 161. Thanks to Daz, who put me on the right path to acquiring this. I was able to get from a top bloke. Really good guy. So yeah, there you go. I'm puzzled to how I'm going to progress with it though. As I say, ideally I'd like to do what Jay's doing, go for the shooters, but my problem with that is games like Pulsar. I've played this to death on my Neo Geo CD. I love the game, but I've played it to death. And to buy it for the MVS, I'm looking at maybe £100, £150. So I don't know if I'm going to buy it, to be honest. It's a bit of a conundrum because all the shooters are actually on this multi-cart and they do run pretty well. They're not as laggy or glitchy as some of the other games on it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see how much I get for when I sell all these games. Maybe buy a couple. Because other games like Blazing Star and that are not that expensive. £80 probably get you Blazing Star, same as Z Blade and whatnot. But I'll wait and see. But at the moment I'm happy with this. So yeah, so that's my pickups, guys. Happy with my Xbox, happy with my MVS. Just generally happy. Managed to shift a load of other stuff. I just actually came back from meeting a guy at a petrol station there. I sold him my NES and my Neo Geo Pocket. One thing I will say though is it's a fucking nightmare selling stuff on Gumtree. See, all these people that think their collections are worth small fortunes, nobody's willing to pay the money for them. I mean, I was selling my NES. I felt like it was a fair price for my boxed NES in mint condition with 10 games for £85. To me, I feel that's pretty fair. But people were texting me and that saying, well, you take 30 for it, you take 40 for it. I had my Jag on Gumtree, it's still on there now. People asking, well, you take 30 quid for that with 6 games. I'm just like, fuck off. Getting the real resellers trying to punt it on for more money, or they just want everything for cheap. So it's a nightmare trying to get rid of stuff. Like that guy today, I could tell he was a reseller and he thought he was going to make a fortune off this. I'm like, that on it. So anyway, so I'm pretty happy with the price I got for him. Yeah, I'll leave it for that. So, short and sweet, leave it at that, guys. Take it easy. Be good. Joe.